welcome back to my channel. um yeah, so I realized that I've gotten a couple of questions around residency certificates, test of English transcripts, and Grammarly, and yeah, that's why I'm making this video. If you are online, just let me know you're online. This would basically just be a short video. um yeah, it will basically just be a short video. So I basically want to talk about residency certificates. People have been asking me, Jennifer, what do we use residency certificate? It's a bit not clear and all of that. So the thing is, if you're from Nigeria, I'll first of all talk about Nigeria, and then you could relate it to whatever country you're watching from. So if basically you're from Nigeria, you stay in Lagos, Lagos State issues that certificate. But if you are not from Nigeria, or rather, if you stay in a different state rather than Lagos State, go to your local governments. You could even approach at the state level, but go to your local government and ask them for a letter of attestation for residency. They usually have it. I know for River State, there's usually a, at least for the local government that I use, there's usually a template that is available, letter of attestation of for residency or of residency, something like that. That's what it's called, and you could get that from them. And always ensure that these certificates or these letters carry these your details. It should include your basically your name, your age. It should also equally include where you are staying, the proper address where you are staying. It should also include how long you've stayed there. And I think Erasmus usually require that you must have stayed there for like I think 2 years or so. But then it's yeah. So you should. I'm not sure it is 2 years. I'm not sure. You need to confirm that. But yeah, it should carry how long you've stayed there. These details that I've just mentioned: your name, your address where you live, the possibly your age, and then it should also have to include I was just basically thinking of something now, but I've forgotten. I talked about how long you've, yeah, like for me that used a letter of attestation, I had to equally state who I was staying there with, if it was my own apartment, my own house, or it was for my family. And so it was stated on the letter that I stayed there with my family, and it stated how long I have stayed there. So it was basically a letter of attestation that I got from my local government. So that is one way you could get your residency certificates. So if your state does not issue residency certificates, like most states in Nigeria, I think I just know of Lagos State, so that issues. So if your state does not issue, you could go to your local government and get a letter of attestation for residency or of residency from them. Also, another option that is usually given is you could get it from more like a constituted authority or community organization. Like for me, there was the option of going to our community organization where I stay and getting the letter from them, of which I did. I also got another letter. I got 3 letters in total. I also got another letter from the Royal Highness of my community where I said, "Hi, Duta. Nice to have you here." I also got another letter from the Royal Highness, that's like the traditional ruler of the place where I stayed, and it had the same details. So I got 3. I was only required to submit 2, but I had to get 3 just to look at them and see the ones that me, by my examination, I was like, okay, I'll use these 2. So at the end of the day, I got 3, one from my community organization, one from the traditional ruler, and one from the local government. All of them were written on letterhead papers. They were letter of attestation of my residency. They were written on letterhead papers. They were signed, stamped, and they were all, prepared well. Had all my details. There were no contradicting details in it. My name, every single detail that needed to be there was imputed there. LeBron James, you again. AY, leave me alone. So it had all those details there. They were not contradicting. It's not, don't get letters that maybe the first one is saying you have stayed there for 2 years. The second one is saying you have stayed there for 3 years. Like, don't go and bring contradicting information. Ensure that these informations are the same. They prove the same thing. I've seen people, asking, what about NEPA bill? For Nigerians, they understand what NEPA is, but NEPA basically means electricity bill. So what about NEPA bills and all of that? I I I can't say for sure, but if you must use NEPA bill, I don't know how much it would be recognized. But if you must use your electricity bill, it has to be your name on it. But then if you're Nigerian, most of the times, if you're a young person, it's not your name that is on it. It's usually maybe if you're living in a rented apartment, like all together. Sometimes the name on the electricity bill is the name of the owner of the house. Or if you're living in with your parents, it's usually maybe your parents' name, because I had a situation where someone submitted electricity bill and it was the name, his father's name that was on it. And so there were a lot of questions around, why is it your father's name? Why is it not your name? So the thing is, in Europe, like whichever house you're staying in, it's usually if you rent a house, so it's usually your name that is on the bill and a whole lot of that. So they might not understand that here in Nigeria, it is a bit different. Maybe if you're in a rented house, it's usually the owner of the house that the person's name. It's usually the owner of the house that's the name of the person that is usually on the electricity bill in a lot of cases. Or sometimes if you're staying with your parents, it's your parents' name. So in order to avoid this using electricity bill and all of that, it's better you get these other ones, because you might have to do a lot of explanation. If it is not your name that is on the electricity bill, you might have to do a whole lot of explanations, and I don't think you have that time to be doing a whole lot of that explanation. So, and then the other thing too I want to talk about is test of English. Now, for test of English, there's just, I think there's a few, well, maybe a number of Erasmus courses that require that you have test of English. Tolu Jacobs, hi Tolu Jacobs, that require that you have test of English. There is just a few, and some of those ones, and these few, maybe they calculate it. Some of them calculate it as part of your grading, if you would get the scholarship or not, your grading for all the things you've submitted for your application. For me, my test of English was not included in my grading. So you need to always find out. There are general requirements for application and general requirements for even scholarship applications. But you need to be sure if the test of English, if it is just a school requirement for admission and all of that, or if it is your part of scholarship requirement. It is usually written there, and Erasmus, different programs usually show you the grades, how they allocate mark or award marks to different criteria. You see it, maybe test of English 10 mark, or maybe reference later 15 marks, maybe this so mark, and all of that, and all of them culminate together to form 100%. So you need to be sure. Look at it. For me, it was not, but it was just required to get admission. And so I had to find that out. And for me, by the time I checked the university, I was exempted because I'm a Nigerian and I had my WAEC. WAEC is the West African Examination Council certificate or something like that. Yeah, so I was exempted from it, from writing test of English, because I had my WAEC and I'm a Nigerian and I'm taught in English. I just needed to show my WAEC. And also, there's a form the university gave to me that I downloaded from the university website that I had to take to my school. My undergraduate university, they filled it, stamped, signed, and sent it back to me, and I uploaded it to the University of Glasgow's website. So you need to be sure if your program, hi, more blessing, if your program have specifically demanded that you get the test of English, and in fact the award mark to it, I think it's important you write the test of English. But another thing too you can do, I know test of English is really expensive, and to be honest, I hate test of English, to be honest, especially for me, that I feel I'm a Nigerian. Like all my life I've been learning with English, so especially for me, I feel like test of English is too it's too expensive, especially for young people, especially for how much young people are earning. It's too damn expensive. So what I usually advise people is, what is your question? I'll come to your question later. What I usually advise people to do with issues around test of English, always contact your program and ask if there's an option of taking some other test, like what's the name of this, Duolingo. I think I took a Duolingo English test when I wanted to go to Dublin. I took a Duolingo English, and it's way cheaper. I think it's about $30 or $40 compared to the others. It's way cheaper, and you could ask if that one is accepted. And now, before you start asking me, okay, you said you didn't have to do test of English, but now you're saying you did Duolingo. How come? Explain. I know you are going to ask me that, but this is actually what happened. For Ireland, if you must get the visa, if you're applying for visa as a student, test of English is a compulsory requirement. Like for the visa, not for the schooling, for the visa actually. So me, I didn't have to deal with, when I got my admission, I didn't have any issue with test of English and all of that. Like with the university, at the university level, I don't have an issue with test of English. But because I was going to Dublin, there was a mandatory requirement by the embassy for me to show a test of English because I'm a Nigerian and all of that. Yeah, but for the UK, where I came to first, the UK didn't require that, and the school also didn't require it. It was just Dublin. So the Irish government required it, but my school in Dublin didn't require it. And then I came to Prague. Prague, the Czech government didn't require it, and my school in Czech didn't also require it. So before you ask me that question, that okay, you said you didn't use it, but this, let me explain that. Then moving on, transcripts. Also, a lot of people have been getting questions around, what about transcript, transcript this, transcript that, and all of that. Yeah. So people have been asking, official transcript, are we supposed to upload the unofficial one? The unofficial one is usually tagged as the student copy and all of that. Yeah, that's what I used. Like, that's what all the people that I know use. So in Nigeria, usually they don't hand over transcript, official transcript to students, but you can ask for student copy, which is just a replica of that same one. The only thing is they will just write student copy, they will sign it, stamp it, and all of that. So it's like the same thing. So a lot of times you don't have to, in most of the courses that I know, you don't have to send your transcript. You upload it like you're uploading all your degree certificate and all of that. You just upload it. I think I've just heard of a few that required that, that required that that required that. Who is this Tolu? I think I just heard of a few that required people to send their transcript. It's just one that I've heard that required people to send their transcript to the university. So yeah, but in most of the cases you just upload it, and yeah, that's just it. Then finally, I want to talk about, before I go to your questions that I've been seeing there, thank you for all those liking my videos. Please like my videos. Please, if you have not subscribed and you're watching me, please just subscribe. Finally, I want to talk about Grammarly. See, you're writing your SOP, your motivation data, and all of that. You don't want to submit, what is it even called, SOP that is not properly punctuated. You don't want to submit SOPs that are not properly written. Maybe places you're supposed to put a full stop, you did not put full stop, and a whole lot of that. You want to write an SOP that is outstanding. You don't want to have a situation where you're pissing off the reviewer with the way you're writing. You want a standard work, and I that's why I keep emphasizing, do use Grammarly when you are writing. Always use Grammarly to check your wordings and all that, to proofread. Grammarly is really good to proofread, to even proofread your works. It's really good. That's why I always encourage people, use Grammarly every time. If you check in my description box down below, you're going to see, I don't know where it's appearing for you. It depends on whether you're using your system or not. But if you check in the description box, you're going to see, or the comment section or whatever it is, you're going to see, oh, my phone, you're going to see links to different Grammarly for checking plagiarism, spellings, and grammar. Just go ahead, click the link, register, and use it and write. Do you hear? Like, use it and write. So you want to write an outstanding work. So that's why you need to always use Grammarly to proofread your work, check your spellings, check your grammar, and all of that. It would really help you. So even though we understand, like, okay, when we are talking here, like, do you grab, like, when we're talking here, we're just talking anyhow and all of that, whether there's full stop or comma, we don't even care. We're just talking like that and just be good. You don't want to write like that. Trust me, like, the way I'm talking to you now, it's not the way I'm going to be writing. Like, it has to be outstanding, because these people are looking at works, different people's work that have put in effort and all of that. So I want to put in that effort to ensure that my work is properly written. Go ahead, use the link. You're going to see the link in the description box, and use the links and ensure that you register for Grammarly, and just keep using it. Now, if you want the premium for the Grammarly, you can equally purchase the premium with your friends, and I think it's about less than $20 a month or so. I can't even remember, but yeah, you can always use it. With that one, you can check plagiarism and more of those things. And so go ahead, use Grammarly, and I think it would be really, really useful to you, especially as you're applying. You want to be outstanding in what you're writing. You don't just want to write, but you want to be exceptional. Now it's time. Let me go to people's comments. I've been seeing some interesting comments. All the people asking me to do giveaway. I'll be seeing people's comments, so but no wahala. Uh let me see some of the comments right now. Um so Duta is asking, I'm checking from my laptop now. This is a completely unrelated Q&A to requirements, but okay, but do Erasmus Mundus scholars get an iPhone after they land in EU? Who is this person asking me if Erasmus? This is from Duta Kinja. He's asking if Erasmus scholars get iPhone when they land in Europe. Yes, we do. We do. How we get it is we use our money and buy it. So we do. Obviously, we do. That's the correct answer. And then Paul is saying you think so. And then Paul Akubo is asking, when am I doing giveaway? Soon, oh, very soon. Let my first YouTube check land. I'm gonna do giveaway. Mad giveaway. Just be subscribing. Just be subscribing and be watching the ads. I'm doing giveaway, mad one. So trust me. Then obviously I'm going to do giveaway, better giveaway. Which one do you want? Do you want iPhone or do you want Ferrari? I'm gonna do giveaway. In fact, please be subscribing to my channels, watch my videos, the ads and all of that. I want to blow in this YouTube. I want to blow and make mad money in this YouTube because I'm planning to buy a house in London. Like, yes, I'm planning to buy a house in London. So you guys need to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. So with that, I'm going to be able to buy my dream home in London. So if you do not have more questions, if you have more questions, I'm ready, happy to answer. So I have like 4 minutes more that I can spare before I go back to what I'm doing, and then I am happy to answer your Q and A's. I have like, okay, 3 minutes more. I'm happy to answer any question that you guys have. So basically in this video, I have talked about in this video, I've talked about residency certificates, how to get your residency certificate and different forms you can get it. I've equally talked about test of English, like probably how to, basically how to go about it. I've equally talked about your transcripts, sending your transcripts and how to use them. And finally, I've equally talked about using Grammarly to write. So these are the things I've talked about. These 4 things, they are the things that I just basically talked about in this video. And so if you're just joining us, you can always rewatch it. AY, why are you signing in with different accounts? How about now? this my guy AY. You're giving me wala. So anyways, you can always go back and rewatch all these videos. You can go back and rewatch all can go back and rewatch the videos and all of that. So I have about less than 2 minutes more and I will go, and yeah, I have something I need to get back to at this point in time. um so if you have any comments, let me know. If you're just joining, AY, stop asking me your questions now. You're giving me wahala. AY, why are you like this? AY, why are you like this? Why are you disturbing me? AY, you want to get scholarship without applying? How can? Like, really? How is it even possible? How is it even possible? AY, tell me, how is it possible? How is it possible? So I have less than a minute. If you do not have questions, I am just, here. It's glad to just, sometimes just pop up here and have conversations with you guys. You guys have been mad, you guys have been really unique. AY, you're looking for giveaway, no problem, when that time comes. I should be logging out. Please like my video if this video was useful to you. I know it's useful. Please. So by the way, I'm making this video from my iPhone and I think it has a better quality than the videos that I've made using my MacBook, and I really like it. What do you guys think about my improved video quality or camera quality. So okay guys, I'm leaving right now. AY, don't ask any personal question. Bye guys, see you in my next video. Bye.